It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and John Richardson is waking up. He gets up every day, from Sunday through Saturday, at 5 o'clock. John goes downstairs and enters the bathroom to wash up. Carol doesn't get up. She's sleeping. John enters the bathroom, and first he takes a shower. Next, he combs his hair. After combing his hair, John puts on shaving cream and shaves. Finally, before eating breakfast, he gets dressed. Every morning, at exactly 6 o'clock, Mr. Richardson enters the kitchen to have coffee and read the newspaper. At 6:15 sharp, John gets up and goes upstairs to his office. From exactly 6:15 to 6:30, John does the family's accounting and pays the bills. Next, from 6:30 to 6:45, John writes letters and plans his day. Finally, from 6:45 to 7 o'clock, John studies French. John gets up again, goes downstairs, and at 7:05 exactly, enters the kitchen. Carol is waiting for John at the table. She is irritated because she must wait for John a long time before he comes to the table.
Good morning. Did you sleep well? How are you this morning? Do you have any plans for today?
John, every morning you say exactly the same three things. Did you sleep well? How are you? So what are your plans for today?
What's wrong with that? What do you want? Don't you like to talk to your husband?
John, that is not talking. You're just repeating the same questions every day. You're not listening to me. Really, I don't know if you even know me.
Okay, if you prefer, I'm not going to talk.
John sits at the table and eats his breakfast in silence. Finally, he finishes his breakfast and gets up.
Well, I'm leaving. I'm going to play tennis this morning with my friend Sebastian.
What? You can't play tennis today.
Why not?
John, today is Sunday. You should stay at home with us. You should help me and spend time with the children.
Carol, I work all week, Monday through Saturday. On Sundays I need to get out a little and to rest. I need to play a little bit and to spend time with my friends.
I too work all week, John, with the children, and I need some time with my husband.
Carol, I'm at home every day of the week after work from Monday through Saturday.
John, when you're home, you do three things and that's all. You watch TV, you go running in the park, and you work in your office. You don't spend time with the children. You don't help me, and you don't talk to me.
Carol, I don't have much time right now. I must meet Sebastian in a half an hour. Can we talk about this later?
No, John. We must talk now. John, I'm worried about you. You don't know your children well enough, and your children hardly know you. You work too hard. You're a slave to your schedule. Everything is planned. You have no time for us.
Carol, don't exaggerate. I like my work, and I just don't like to lose time. I'm an efficient man, but I'm not a slave.
Let's see, John. Tell me your schedule. What do you do in a typical day, and at what time do you do it?
Okay, if you want, but I don't have much time. I leave home at 5 minutes to 7. I take bus number 59 to Lille at 7:02. The bus leaves me at the station, the train station, at 7:22.
Okay, continue.
I have to run to the train because it leaves the station at 7:25. The train arrives in Valenciennes at 8:15. I walk from the station to the university, and I arrive at my office at 8:30, and I have half an hour to prepare for my classes. Then I have class from 9 o'clock until noon. At noon, I eat lunch quickly, and then I return to my office to prepare my classes at 12:20.
But you don't have other classes until 2 o'clock. Couldn't you take more time to eat?
No, Carol, it's impossible. I have to work. I can't rest during the day. I have a lot of work to do. Then I finish classes at 5 o'clock, and I come back home by the train and the bus, and I arrive at 6:30. So you see, Carol, I'm home every day, starting at 6:30.
Yes, but as soon as you arrive home, you take the car and you go buy a newspaper.
Oh, after a long day at work, I'm tired, Carol. What do you want? I want to rest a little bit.
Well, you could sit down in the kitchen and talk to me, at least a little, while I prepare dinner. Or you could play with the children. But go ahead.
Carol, that is not fair. You know that I spend time with the family. After dinner, you know that I take a walk with the family every night at 7 o'clock.
Yes, but at what time must we return home?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. Tell me.
Well, okay, we must return home at 7:20.
And why must we return home at 7:20? Why not 7:30 or 7:45?
Because we must help the children go to bed. They must be in bed at 7:45.
And why 7:45? Or why not 8 o'clock or 8:15?
I don't know.
John, tell me the truth.
Okay, because I have to go running in the park by 8 o'clock.
And why must you go running by 8 o'clock? Couldn't you run a little later?
No, I can't. I must prepare my classes at 9 o'clock in my office.
And why must you prepare classes by 9 o'clock? Couldn't you start at 9:30?
No, because I need an hour to prepare my classes, and I have to go to bed by 10 o'clock. I have to get up at 5 o'clock, and I need at least 7 hours of sleep.
John, why do you live like this? Why do you work so hard?
Well, I work hard for you and for the children.
And why?
Why? Well, I do it because I love you.
Do you really love us, John?
Okay, you've had a chance now to read the text about the Richardson story, to see the pictures, to see the photos, and to hear the text read to you also. So let's see if you can answer the questions now about the second Richardson story. All right? First of all, what day is it? In this picture right here, what day is it? Okay, now answer with a complete sentence. Don't just say Monday. Say, it's Monday. But don't say it's Monday because it's not Monday. But answer in a complete sentence. What day is it? Good, it's Sunday, that's right. And what time is it? Now, if you can read and you can express time and you can see, you can answer this question. What time is it? Good. It's 5 o'clock. I almost said 6. It's 5 o'clock, which makes it all the more ridiculous. What is John doing? That means right now, what is John doing? What is he doing in this picture? Okay, there are two things you could have said. He is waking up, or he is getting up. Right? He's waking up or he's getting up right now. All right. Why? It's Sunday morning. But let me ask the second question first. What is he doing in this picture? What is John doing right now in the picture? Right. He is going downstairs. And where? Where is John going? Okay, he is going to the bathroom. The bathroom is where you take a bath or you take a shower, you brush your teeth. He's going to the bathroom. And does Carol wake up and does Carol get up with John? Yes or no? No, Carol's not crazy. She doesn't get up, right? She doesn't get up. She doesn't wake up. What is she doing in this picture? What is she doing? Well, of course, she is sleeping. That's a natural thing to do. Now, what time is it right now in this picture? What time is it? Again, read the read the information. It's 6 o'clock. And what is John doing right now in the kitchen in this photo? Now, the kitchen is the room in the house where you prepare meals, you wash dishes, okay? Maybe you eat as well. That's the kitchen, okay? So what is John doing in the kitchen in this photo? There are two things you could say. He is reading the newspaper and he is drinking coffee right now in this picture. And where does John go after he drinks, well, he drinks coffee and he reads the newspaper? Where does he go? He goes upstairs to the office. He goes to, it's not the office at the university, it's his office in the house, okay? And what does John do? Now, when I asked that question, I didn't say, what is John doing? I said, what does John do? That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day. What does John do from 6:15 to 6:30? Okay, he does the accounting, or the family's finances, you could say. That means he writes about money. He writes down what they buy and what money they receive for his work, for example. So he does the accounting. He does the family's finances. All right? And what does he do from 6:30 to 6:45? Every day, every day. Okay, he does two things. And I don't say he is doing, not right now. Yes, in the picture he is doing this, but I'm talking about every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So John does two things. He plans his schedule. He plans his schedule. A schedule is, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's a schedule. And John plans. That means he thinks, okay, Sunday at 6 o'clock, I do this. At 7 o'clock, I do this. At 8, etc. He plans his schedule for the week. And then secondly, he writes letters. He writes letters to friends, I suppose, in America. Okay? And what is John doing now? Right now, what is John doing in this photo? Remember, he is American and he lives in France. Okay, in this photo, he is studying French. He is learning French. We could say that probably he studies French Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But in this photo, he is studying French here. Okay, next. Now, how is Carol feeling? Carol is sitting at the table. How is she feeling? Is she happy? Is she excited? Is she bored? How is Carol feeling? Okay, Carol is angry. She is angry. In the story, in the text, it said she is irritated. Irritated, angry, it's the same thing. She is irritated. She is angry. Okay, and why? Why is Carol angry? Why is she irritated? Okay, Carol wants to talk to John, and John works, and he works, and he works, and Carol waits, and she waits at the table for John to come downstairs and have breakfast with her, and she waits. What does Carol want? Well, she wants to talk with John. Now, does John talk a lot during breakfast? While he eats breakfast, does he talk with Carol? No, he doesn't talk with Carol. Why? Do you remember why? Well, John is angry because Carol says John repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats like a parrot. You understand a parrot? I suppose I should show you a picture. This is a parrot, okay? She says he repeats the same questions every day. How did you sleep? How are you? So what are your plans today? How did you sleep? How are you? So what are your plans today? How did you sleep? He repeats and repeats. And Carol says John doesn't really talk. He doesn't know Carol, she says. Okay, so John eats in silence. Where does John want to go, and what does he want to do this morning? Where does he want to go? Okay, he wants to go he wants to play tennis, and he wants to meet Sebastian and play tennis with Sebastian. And what does Carol say that John should do? Carol is not happy. She says, no, you may not play tennis. You should. What should John do, in Carol's opinion? Okay, Carol says John should stay in the house. He should play with the children, and he should talk with Carol, and he should help Carol in the house. So he should be with the family on Sunday, she thinks. According to Carol, John says, I'm in the house every day at 6:30. Carol says, John, what does she say? What does John do when he is at home? 3 things. You can see them. Okay, Carol says that John watches TV, he runs in the park, and he works. He works in his office. Now, why does Carol think that John should stay home? She mentions 2 reasons why he should stay home. And maybe there are 3 reasons. First, Carol says Carol, is worried. She is worried about John because he works and he works and he works too much. All right. Secondly, Carol needs to talk with her husband. She needs to talk with an adult. She's with the children all week. She wants to talk with her husband. She wants to be with him. And she also says that the children don't know John, and John doesn't know the children because he doesn't play with them. He doesn't read to the children. He doesn't talk to the children because he works all the time. Okay? Well, Carol says, John, what is your schedule? You work too much. John says, no, I don't work too much. I like my work. It's good. And Carol says, John, you work too much. What is your schedule? Remember schedule? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. That's a schedule. What is your schedule every day? John says, I don't have much time, but okay. She's, at what time does John take the bus every day? Every day he goes to work. John takes the bus at 7:02, and where does he go on the bus? Again, notice I didn't say where is he going. No, not now. I want to know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Where does he go? And he goes to the city. He goes to the city of Lille, near where they live. And in this photo, right now, in this photo, what is John doing? Look at the picture. What is he doing? Okay, John is running. He is running to catch the train. The train is leaving. And so John is running to catch or to take the train. At what time does the train arrive in Valenciennes, which is the city that where he works? The train arrives at 8:15 in Valenciennes. And how does John go to the office? Does John take a car? Does he take the bus? Does he take a taxi? How? How does John go to his office at the university? He walks. John walks to his office. I think it takes about 30 minutes, about half an hour, maybe 15. And when do John's classes start? At what time do John's classes start at the university? It's obvious. But complete sentences don't say 9 o'clock. Okay? John's classes start at 9 o'clock, or his classes start at 9 o'clock. Good. And now, John works, he has classes from 9 o'clock to noon. At noon, he stops, he finishes, and he goes to the restaurant, and he eats. Does John eat quickly, or does John eat slowly? Does he eat quickly, or does John eat slowly? Which? Right, he eats quickly. Why? Why does he eat quickly? His classes start again in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. He has time. Right, John eats quickly because he wants to work in his office. He wants to prepare his classes. He says he has a lot of work and he cannot relax. He can't rest. Okay. Now, at what time does John arrive home or return home? Yeah, he arrives home at 6:30, but what does John do? Where does he go every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Where does he go and why? All right, he goes to the Maison de la Presse. He goes to the place where you buy newspapers, and he buys a newspaper, and when he returns home, he sits down in the living room and he reads the newspaper. What does Carol think? What does Carol think that John should do? What should John do? Right, she says he should play with the children. He should sit down in the kitchen and talk with Carol while she prepares dinner. Now, after dinner, John says, hey, I'm a good father. Every day, what does John do after dinner? Every day. Okay, John goes for a walk. That means he walks with his family. He walks with his family. And what doesn't Carol understand? If you don't know the answer to that question, at what time must the family return home from the walk? Yes, the family must return at 7:20. Why? Carol doesn't understand. Why? Right, that's the answer to this question here. Is because John says the children must go to bed at 8 o'clock. In fact, they must be in bed at 8 o'clock. Why? Why must the children be in bed at 8 o'clock? Yes, because John says that he must run in the park at 8 o'clock. And so the children must be in bed. Why? Can't he run at 8:15 or at 8:30? The sun goes down late in France in the summertime, by 11 o'clock at night sometimes. Why must he run in the park at 8 o'clock? Okay, John says he must work in his office at 9 o'clock. He needs 1 hour, 60 minutes to prepare his lessons for the next day. And so John must work in the office at 9 o'clock. Why must he work at 9 o'clock? Why not 9:15 or 9:30? And there's your answer. Yes, John says he must go to bed at 10 o'clock because he must sleep 7 hours and he must wake up and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the cycle starts over again. According to John, why does he work so much? Why does John work and work and work? Why does he work so much? What does he say? Right, he says he loves his family. He says he loves his family. That's why he works so much. What does Carol ask him? Carol asks, she says, John, what does she ask? She probably didn't raise her hand, but Carol asks, John, do you love the family? Dun, 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 dun. And there you have the conflict. Why do you think John works so much? What motivates John? Why? He wants money. He loves money. Maybe. He doesn't want to be at home. He doesn't like his family. I don't know. That's pretty hard on him. He's a workaholic. He can't control himself. It's probably somewhat true. Okay, I think in the next story we're going to find out. But in any case, thank you for your responses, and I'll talk to you soon.